Radiant team back.
Zugzwang, it's time to stop BSing around and start winning some games. Because if you lose this one, you're no longer going to be able to qualify for the Chongqing Major from the NA Qualifier. Guys, welcome back. ZZ are against the ropes, and Team are one game up. Winning here means that they go to the decider match, which seeds them in the next phase. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I think actually winning here... 1, 2... Oh, yeah. You gotta win here. You gotta win the next one. So, versus J-Storm or Forward, regardless of who wins here, still a really, really tough wall ahead of them. We'll see what happens, though, in this here Game 2. Guys, I'm Mikelorus, going to be your caster for this game. We saw ZZ with the severe lack of damage in their first game. Not really able to get these favorable matchups. In fact, the lane matchups went pretty darn well for Team. With Roya having an absolute free roll, seemed like Sammy Boy had a very similar situation where there was just no threat on them. And if you let your opposition do whatever they want without fear of dying, well, you're most likely not going to be winning that game. You got to apply pressure. You have to make sure that the enemies play your game and not the other way around. I do like this, this start though. ZZ going to take out both the Darkseer and the ET, which is what Team have played for like the past 3 games out of the 4 games we've seen them play. So they love this shit, man. This is their bread and butter. So you got to make sure to take them out of their comfort zone, but I mean, still, I'm pretty sure Team can play other heroes besides this. Lone Druid still in the pool. Uh-oh, Brewmaster got in. I think out of all the heroes in the patch, I think Brewmaster is the most insane. He does everything. He does everything, and he has that draft flexibility. Like, way back when, like, Razor was a pick, I hated that hero, dude. I thought he was a trash can. And I still think he is. But I love what he did to the enemy's drafts because they, like, couldn't pick certain heroes. Brewmaster's the same exact thing, except he is a support or a core. It's fine either way. Like, Rubik can do the same thing, right? He could be support, as we saw in the last game from Gunner, or he can be core. We've seen that before, not in any of today's streams, but today's games, but you can do it. Oh, gee, Grimstroke is in the pool too? I just assumed that he was banned out. Okay. Yeah, we got ourselves a lot of extra power already, I would say. Because Brewmaster, I think, is like #1 broken. I think Grimstroke might be a pretty close #2. The guy just does everything. Like, actually everything. I'm pretty sure, like, the early game strat is just level 1, pick up Inkswell, and then just damage people and stun them and just drive them out of lane. And then just provide infinite utility for the rest of the game. ZZ, yeah, they have the Brewmaster. Yeah, he is very, very strong as far as being able to push enemies out of their lane. Specifically, the other support, if he's as a support. But if the support is someone like Grimstroke, then that doesn't really work all that well. Simply because if he is going to charge at you with the Drunken Brawler, you Inkswell yourself, and yeah, you take some damage, but you're not dying. You're most likely not dying. Now that is until, of course, Tusk comes in. Because Tusk is, I think he's a pretty powerful hero. You just need the right circumstance to pick him up. He still can close those gaps. That's still what he's really good at. Grimstroke, he doesn't like that. I mean, Inkswell is pretty good against it, I suppose. But Stroke of Fate, like, you don't really want to be bothering with that when the enemies are right on your face. Snowball is a really, really clean tool to use up against Lone Druid. And, of course, his new ability replaces that Sigil Tag Team. It's kind of like Chilling Touch, except like an aura around you instead of on your heroes. So, yeah, it gets pretty ridiculous. It can be pretty ridiculous if you have the right synergy. Brewmaster, I don't think, is that synergy, specifically with that skill. But Snowball a Brewmaster into a Lone Druid, and that Lone Druid is going to have to Savage Roar or die. And even if he does Savage Roar, like, you probably split and chase him out afterwards. Plus, Brewmaster's just really, really good against Lone Druid's Bear. You can just throw that up with the Cyclone, and it will never come down. It's not really that important nowadays, since Lone Druid is more so about the Druid and less so about the Bear. We still have these interesting mechanics going back and forth. I think ZZ have a lot more potential with this opening than what they had in the last game. They're still going up against Grimstroke, though. And this is going to be my first game casting Grimstroke, so that's kind of cool. Be sure to look forward to the point when I misspeak and get all of his ability names wrong. I know Inkswell. I know Stroke of Fate. I never remember what those ghost things are called. And Soulbind is pretty easy. You just bind them up. That's all you do. I never remember what those ghost things. They're just like, you just send them out and they silence them. And they do damage, and then they, you know, do a lot of damage, and they silence and stuff. Something about phantoms. Phantoms Embrace. There it is. Yeah, don't count on that, guys. Oh, we got a lot of these new faces. This is good, man. This is good. It's good that I get to see all these new heroes. Lich is pretty interesting. I'm pretty sure he's, like, just a little bit more on the offensive side, yet still plays the same. Gaze can be this back-breaking tool, though. Like, first of all, just having a fairly quick disable. I think it comes out pretty quickly, actually. Forcing them to move. Oh, it can be absolutely back-breaking. A decent answer when the enemy team is packing a Tusk as well. For, I mean, obviously, used to be you just Chain Frost as soon as he and any of his allies leave the snowball, and that destroys them. But even just Frost Shields, the ice armor that you put on, like, any damage follow-up from the Tusk onto a sharded and snowballed target, it just doesn't do anything versus that Lich armor. So, pretty powerful defensive spells from Team. Obviously, Grimstroke literally does it all, so he gets that defensive aspect. But Lich as well definitely can do it with the best of them. Plus, you know, double Chain Frost. I could dream, right? Just show it to me once, and I'm happy. I'll never ask for it again. Gaben Ice Frog, I promise you that. One time, just one time. I want to see how they're going to enable this Tusk, because Enigma is actually, it's weird. He is actually a good one with the Tusk. I'm pretty sure the way it works is that okay, let's see. I'm just going to read the text to make sure I know exactly how it works. I haven't seen it yet. Yeah. The Eidolons do more damage, and you get a lot of them. It's all about volume with that Tusk. Now, not really your most traditional hero. And there's going to be quite a few cancellations here on the team side as they now pick up the Sand King. So Black Hole, I don't expect to be overwhelmingly useful in this game. But as far as their early game is concerned, ZZ's early game is leaps and bounds ahead of what they had in Game 1. Just being able to drop that tag team and then get a couple of mini stuns here and there and all that physical damage, you can destroy anyone. Even through ice armor from the Lich. What'll it be? Arc Warden. Interesting stuff. Sand King is pretty good at hunting Arc Wardens. A core Sand King especially. Just able to get that super fast blink dagger. You typically tend to get more mobility as a core Sand King, so you're able to get blink on top of a Force Staff and a Yule's and all that good stuff. Team definitely will need some way to hunt down this Arc Warden or apply pressure early on. Their heroes are kind of soft at doing that without this final punch. Most likely coming out from their safe lane. Beastmaster would be pretty good here, actually. Lane-wise would be a little awkward, and scaling-wise would be, I'm not really sure if that would be the best, but just in absolute terms, if they were able to get a Beastmaster team, they should be pretty happy. Outside of that, however, can they put a Slark in the safe lane and expect him to survive? Pounce is only so good up against the Tusk. Really hard to get that out and really count on it to be an escape. Mirana looks pretty sick. Razorband, wow. That says TA to me. Lone Druid side lane, Sand King side lane, TA mid. Which actually isn't that bad either. I wouldn't hate that. But you definitely need like a hero with some mobility in this game just to kind of maneuver around that Tusk, maneuver around that Enigma. Well, it's not going to be TA, so seems like I had the right read, so go me. I still like the Mirana here. I think she's fine. ZZ, what is it going to be on their end? It's a Rubik for them. And, is this a mid Rubik? Because it's looking like it is. I think it is. There's some pretty nice spells to steal on Team. Burrow Strike obviously being the most premium for Rubik to steal. But anything from Grimstroke, Lich's spells are also pretty darn powerful as well.
5 seconds remaining.
I don't know. They got options, man. ZZ have a lot better early game, I would say, than the last game. Generally just a couple more answers than they had in game 1. But it is also very, very likely, and it is most likely happening this way, that I am underestimating what Grimstroke can do. Simply because, you know, not as much familiarity with him. Lich as well. Not as much familiarity with them as compared to, like, Enigma, who is still pretty much the same hero. Sand King, who's, you know, got a couple of tweaks here and there, but still mostly behaves as the same hero. I don't know if that Rubik is really going to change much. I mean, it's an additional point-click stun for ZZ. Their crowd control is not huge. Again, I'm kind of on the Mirana train right now, but it seems like they're thinking about something a little bit crazier. OD again? No, it's going to be a Juggernaut. Was OD even available? Was he banned? I don't know. They'll go for a Juggernaut. Magic immunity looking pretty darn good in this game. And Brax, Sand King, yeah, Sandy Boy, Lone Druid, Roya, Juggernaut. It checks out from the team. I don't know. I feel like Juggernaut is still just kind of a meh hero to me. Does get a lot better when the enemies are bound together by Grimstroke's Soulbind. That's for sure. I'm pretty sure it works exactly as you think it works. That would be pretty cool if I am right. Yeah, but I just don't know about Juggernaut. Like, if you're able to go with Lich or with Sand King, then you can really do some damage. But you also are going into these really, really bulky heroes of Brewmaster and Tusk. It's like, your spin is nice, but will it really do, like, everything you need it to do as far as a damage tool is concerned? Can you really do all the damage after that spin? Yeah, I'm not a huge fan of the Juggernaut, pretty much at all. Like, I just don't think he's that great of a hero, but you know what? I'm ready to be proven wrong. I'm excited to see this Rubik and see what he can steal. And he's got a lot of, maybe not premium spells available to him in this game, but a lot of pretty solid ones. And it's all about buying space for Lorelei. Getting that space for the Arc Ward and making sure that the Sand King stays off his back. A little bit of chat saying Lorelei might not be a he, so I don't know what I'm going to say. I'm just going to assume, I'm just going to call him Arc Warden's a he, right? Arc Warden's a he. Works with Spiderlings too. Yeah, that's the combo. That's the combo with this, with Tag Team. By the way, I love how Tag Team is just a picture of Tusk. Like, I love that. And then he's got, like, a picture of his fist. Love it. But that's, like, the combo that everyone thought of first. Like, what massive amounts of units can we get to make use of that bonus damage? Spiders. Everyone loves spiders. This is not the right overlay. Here we go. We're going to have Lorelei loading out into the bottom lane. And versus Juggernaut, man, like, that Blade Fury threat. Pain in the ass for Arc Warden to deal with. Movement speed wise, the Arc Warden is in fact a little bit slower. Oh, here comes the Inkswell in the middle of nowhere, as well as the ice armor. Yeah. Okay, maybe that wasn't the most perfect execution. The plan was Inkswell in, movement speed bonus, get the Sand King there to Burrow Strike. It was a good idea. I like the idea. I don't like the execution as much as I like the idea. I'm not sure how I feel about Frost Shield level 1 either. I feel like it's very annoying, but it doesn't quite do enough compared to Frost Blast level 1. I mean, more people get Frost Shield level 1. I'm not sure if I like it, though. I just don't like that whole idea. It seems very, very meh to me. But, you know, maybe it'll work out. If the armor is good, then it's good, man. Like, against Bloody 9 defensively, the armor is going to be a really, really good spell. Like, if he pops that Drunken Brawler, you just pop the armor on, and then pretty much nothing happens. That's the first time I've seen Brewmaster actually get hit by that minus movement speed. Oh, Lorelei is getting absolutely beaten to death on this bottom lane. A couple right clicks, Grimstroke won't quite get it, but still just such an easy combo. And I actually didn't realize that this combo like would be in this lane, and that it would be this potent. Because movement speed and closing the distance has always been what what Sand King rather has had troubles doing. Like, that's why we would see Windlace and or Boots first pick on Sand King, and still first item pick up on Sand King, and still he'll have trouble landing that Burrow Strike. But with Inkswell kind of acting as a little baby surge, with an additional stun follow-up, with extra damage. That's what I was saying. Grimstroke, yeah, he kind of just does it all. Like, this damage onto Gunner is so intense just off of that Inkswell, not to mention the Burrow Strike. Insane. This hero is bonkers, man. It's also kind of weird to, like, you do the tendril damage, like Inkswell when it's charging up. That does damage too. I don't know if that should do damage. Just remove the damage from that and have it do damage on the pop. Makes sense to me, man, but apparently not. Apparently that's not what Ice Frog is doing. Now, let's take a look at this mid lane, because we have ourselves an interesting matchup. We don't get to see this one very often. Juggernaut with a kick-ass Blade Fury icon going up against I Annihilate's Rubik. And the Juggernaut, yeah, he'll be chipped out 24/7. We'll have to, you know, play it safe somewhat. I don't think there's much he could really do versus that Rubik, especially once he gets hit by that Fade Bolt. Definitely an underrated aspect of Rubik's Fade Bolt, the fact that it does minus damage. And you know what? Do you know what other mid lane staple is able to endure lanes in no small part because he has minus damage? DK. So yeah, I don't want to say that Rubik is suddenly DK or anything like that, but I will say that this minus damage aspect of his Fade Bolts in the mid lane specifically works absolute wonders, especially when you have a double damage. That certainly doesn't hurt. Rubik should be sitting pretty right now, but this bottom lane is going to be a mess because the tendrils are going to completely miss. Although, sure, the Stroke of Fate does go through. They're going to try to race for Lorelei, but Brax starting to take a little bit too much damage. Nusham absorbs the Spirit from the Arc Warden, so everyone will be okay. Great defensive play from Gunner. This is the first Tusk I've seen, actually, in this patch, in, you know, the casting chair. I'm pretty sure you still go 1-1-1. Shards level 1 still work, man. They still do a pretty darn good job. And now Gunner, Burrow Strike. Oh, can't snowball before the Inkswell damage. He was planning on it. That was his plan, and it was a good one, but just not good enough. Flux is on the Grimstroke, by the way. Nusham staying close to Brax, still alive at 16 HP. And I don't think anything can kill him off, so Grimstroke survives. 26 strength off of this intelligence hero, lol. Thank you, base Ice Frog. You take a long walk back to the base, so he's out of commission for a little bit, but damage really starting to stack up on this bottom lane. Brax slightly behind the CS of Arc Warden, yes, but that's pretty much to be expected. What is going on up here? Bloody 9 is just doing Brewmaster things and trying to clear out some of these Eidolons. The AoE Frost Armor doing a decent amount of damage, and that's actually quite a bit of gold coming in between the Lich and the Lone Druid. This is obnoxious as hell. Is it as effective as the Darkseer? Probably not. All they need, though, is just a little bit of Disable. Enigma probably needs a little bit more than level 1 Malefice. You see Ix Mike just very, very confidently pushing forward as this Lich. And the Frost Armor out once again, caught up onto the Enigma. A couple more right clicks. He's in a little bit of trouble, actually. Right click, not enough. And now it's Ix Mike who's in trouble as they do drop Gunner on the bottom lane. Ix Mike will go down. Too many Eidolons here. Savage Roar coming out a little bit too late. But over in bot lane, looks like Gunner just once again got into a little bit of a tussle on this bottom lane. Not a good one either. Brax and Nusham just continuing this pressure. Shards will capture them both. But them being together is better than them being separate. Nusham is going to drop the Inkswell, but he will go down. Brax now in a little bit of trouble, though. He does have the Sandstorm. Sentry immediately going to get dropped. He TP's out. I don't think there's anything that they have to interrupt, and it's all in cooldown. So it is going to be ultimately a trade on this bottom lane. By the way, mid lane, I Annihilate. 38-11 versus the 23-1. Roya is getting bodied in this lane. I'm a little bit surprised that I Annihilate hasn't stolen anything yet. Maybe he just really wants that spin and Roya has Healing Ward as his last cast. Either way, Rubik is happy, man. Rubik is very happy. He's going to fortify the siege creep and then deny it. Oh well. So close. We were this close to greatness. Burrow Strike. Inkswell, you gonna do it? You can try to do it, but Snowball actually not gonna land, but still some decent damage. Lorelei getting hit with that stroke as well. Damn, man. So ridiculous the amount of combo damage that is. If we keep seeing Grimstroke let through and Sand King let through, this might just be like the new staple combo. By the way, Enigma's dying. Remember when like CM Lina and like CM Sven would be a thing? Like that would be the combo. This is looking like a combo to that degree of potency. Like it is just looking that good. It's not cheesy either. Like these two heroes are very, very good by themselves, but just together, just oof, a whole new world of power. Now Nusham's going to take a little bit of a walkabout. Brax is going to be left alone as he's going to get a big wraparound behind I Annihilate, but Roya is kind of weak right now. He doesn't have any boots either, though the stroke's going to slow down Annihilate a little bit. He's going to get the silence, Omni Slash damage, not enough. The Inkswell a little bit too slow as well, so I Annihilate doesn't even TP all the way back. He has a regen rune. I did not realize he had a regen rune. And he stole Omni Slash. That's what he was waiting for. Okay, okay. So, yeah. Maybe it's not quite as good as... Okay, Bloody Nine is dying. He's dying. Maybe Omni Slash, maybe the new Omni Slash isn't quite as good as the old Omni Slash for Rubik. But damn, he still stole an ultimate. You can't be upset about that one, man. Alex Mike, by the way, somehow solo killed the Brewmaster. The hell happened there? I don't know. There was no Lone Druid involvement in that fight whatsoever. There is going to be a little bit of a worry here for Nusham. Inkswell is going to get him out. The stun does not land, but the Burrow Strike sure as hell does. Stroke of Fate onto 2. The shards come out. Nusham, he's going to get fluxed, and he may go down here, but Bloody Nine needs to make a hasty escape as well. Couple more right clicks, not quite enough. Nusham has another stroke, and it's not quite there. But here comes the Juggernaut. He'll make sure that the enemies fall, and he will get one, and the rest will kill off Gunner. Juggernaut is going to get nailed by Annihilate. He's actually going to steal stroke after Omni Slashing Roya. Brax, he does have a Burrow Strike. And there is going to be another Inkswell, another stroke. Annihilate looks like he's just way over his head right now. Although he's going to kill off Nusham with another stroke of his. There is no way for Brax to follow here. In fact, he's in trouble now. He's going to drop, giving Annihilate a triple kill. Okay. Okay, you can stop styling. Stealing stroke is, I mean, it's a level 2 spell. It's not bad. But, you know, being in the right place behind the Juggernaut, Omni Slashing him and then cleaning up the rest. This is why we want to see Core Rubik. This is why it's here, right? Lich hit with the black hole, but I don't really know if I like Enigma's spot right now because he's got a ghost on him and he's completely surrounded. The Phantom's Embrace, man. There's also a haste Grimstroke. I didn't even realize.
Middle tower is
So ultimately, they do salvage that bottom lane dive situation, putting a lot of value, onto this Rubik. 1,000 HP, decent amount of armor to say the least with 14. The big problem here, if there is a problem for ZZ, is that as powerful, this Brewmaster, he's gonna get swollen. And then, they stacked the gaze though. And they're down 1 disabled. Do they have enough right-click damage? No. Almost though with the Phantom. They're just gonna dive the Enigma though, so. If they don't get the kill on the Brewmaster, maybe they just straight kill the Enigma. That's good too, man. That's even better. Oh, they see him. They got him with the stroke. And now the bear is on his ass with the Frost Armor. Easy kills. So yeah, I mean, Rubik getting farm is really good. If the Arc Warden is able to stay right behind the Rubik, that is really, really, really good for ZZ. But if the Arc Warden starts to fall behind, then Rubik cannot carry this game. He's just not that type of hero. If this was an Ember Spirit at this amount of net worth, you're not worried about anything. You are perfectly happy. But you have to keep doing this as I Annihilate in order to get that value. Otherwise, this might just happen, although there is a Burrow Strike coming up soon. Inkswell's going to land to gun, and Roya has an Omni Slash. Will that kill off I Annihilate? No, it's going to jump over to everyone else, and now Roya, he just got shafted. Nusham's going to fall to the spirits of Lorelei that he laid down earlier, and the Juggernaut Burrow Struck again will give Lorelei an Ultra Kill. What? Okay, apparently everyone was like filtering in from over here, and Lorelei was just beating the brakes off of them from below. Oh, there's also, okay, 2 Necro units. That's why. I did not notice that there were 2 Necro Warriors and 2 Necro Archers in there. Brax. Careful, bro. Careful. Don't. Okay, the tower kills off the other melee. That could have been really bad. So yeah, a little bit of an unfortunate Omni Slash granted from the Juggernaut. But I feel like lots of Team didn't realize that there were 4 Necro units on the field then. I sure as hell didn't realize. What is that line on my screen? Do you guys see that? Some glitchy ass shit right there.
Dire's middle tower has been denied.
They really are trying to do a lot right now, Team. And I'm not really sure if now is quite the time. I Annihilate is at his peak power level right now, and they just walked right into 3 heroes, Vanguard or not, Sand King falls. Giving yet another kill to this Arc Warden. Just picked up a level 1 Necro Book, and is right around the corner from a completed Hand of Midas 12 minutes in. Plus Rubik has Blink Burrow Strike. I Annihilate is currently a better Sand King than Sand King. No lie. So yeah, I think now is the time for Team to kind of just batten down the hatches. Try to get some farm. Play the responsive game. And there are things that they can do, especially now that Grimstroke's level 6. Soulbind can really destroy these fights, and Blood Knight still isn't level 6 himself. But if you go too aggressive, then stuff like this is just going to happen. You're just going to get Burrow Struck. All your tree cover is just gone. Savage Roar lands onto 2, but into the black hole. They're dead. Sammy Boy down. Anything happening on the bottom lane in the meantime? They're looking. They're hunting. They're trying to look for some opportunities, but Brax having level 3 in the Sandstorm, 2 in the Burrow Strike. He is tanky and very disruptive, but can't really like do all that much damage with all these heroes, at least until the point where Chain Frost comes up.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack. Dire's structures
Towers will be traded at least for Team. That's kind of good. Roya definitely does need to get on that farm train. He's not doing poorly by any means. Like, this is a decent spot for a Juggernaut to be in, all things considered. It's just the fact that Lorelei is easily on top of the net worth chart, and being Arc Warden isn't going to leave that spot anytime soon. I mean, Rubik will naturally kind of fall off. At least not be as dominant as he is in this moment. I don't know. Maybe they do have to kind of keep this pressure up. At least try to get the level 6 on the Lich and try to use that to get a kill or something like that. But walking right over this Ob Sentry combo, not a good start. Lone Druid, he's going for a very, very basic build. Actually, I think this is a little bit abnormal. I'm pretty sure it's Maelstrom first, like 90% of the time. And now suddenly with the Enigma's Hanamitis pickup, okay, yeah, you can't. Going slow is no longer a winning strategy. You're not gonna win that. You gotta try to do something. Maybe it starts at Chain Frost. Starts at Chain Frost and Blink on Sand King. But here we are, 2K lead, pushing up to 3K, almost at that 15-minute mark. How the hell? It's 16 minutes and it's 14 minutes. What is going on? I don't want to worry about it. I don't know. I have no idea what's going on. Oof, going up the high ground again. Oh, Roya actually just by himself found I Annihilate. What the hell? The Rubik's in the wrong neighborhood. My apologies, guys. I did not expect Roya to be going in that direction by himself, but Omni Slash still works against Rubik. And then again, that's like the problem with having a Rubik that's super farmed. He is just gonna die to that stuff. Alright, Roya gets a much needed kill. That's not quite as good, obviously, as killing off that Arc Warden. I'm not really sure how Team Team do it without a Blink Dagger on Sand King, but beggars, choosers. Bloody 9 has a split. And he will get Savage Roared away, immediately silenced. Should be fine. This guy's playing so aggressively as this Brewmaster because he can. He knows there's really no threat here. Oh, Sandstorm stolen by Annihilate, but Burrow Strike comes through. Epicenter as well. It's gonna land onto both of them. Annihilate in a lot of trouble. I don't know if they have any True Sight, but they are both bound up. And that will kill off both Bloody 9 and Annihilate. Soulbind from Grimstroke. And just general awkwardly aggressive positioning here from ZZ. They will clean up an Arc Warden clone as well, keeping everyone alive in the process. That's the Blink Dagger on Sand King. Although there is going to be a bubble, which is going to save this tower a little bit of HP. I'm not really sure if it was time for everyone to dive in like that. Brewmaster definitely thought he was able to get off that split. Here comes a Black Hole threat. Midnight Pulse going to destroy all those trees, but everyone else from Team Team going to fall back. A great win for the Dire side. I didn't exactly see what happened to that Brewmaster when he jumped in. I got to assume that as soon as he came in, he got hit with that Phantom's Embrace. Otherwise, like, he would have split. And I'm pretty sure if you split, you just dispel the Soulbind. It says cannot be dispelled, but that's a little bit misleading, I think, because, like, split makes you stop existing, which, if you die, you dispel it, right? So, I'm pretty sure that works. But he must have been silenced just immediately on arrival, or the gaze or something. Because that Brewmaster came in his main form and left in his main form, and that is not the plan. That's never the plan for Brewmaster. Like, Roya's got that shiny new S and Y. New colors to match the color combinations. I don't know if it matches it perfectly, but it matches it a lot better. Bloody 9 walking into a wrong neighborhood. He's silenced and dropped. So yeah, stun, silence, damage. Overwhelming teamfight utility. Thank you, Ice Frog. Thank you for this. Team Team are sure as hell thanking Ice Frog as well. Inkswell's only level 1, but it doesn't seem like level 1 ability. It just definitely seems like it's working like a level 2 at least ability. Probably even 3. Smoke is out. Brax is on the hunt. The fact that they landed Epicenter in the last fight certainly doesn't hurt. And now, ooh, they know where Gunner is, but they really want Annihilate. Brax, though, jumps in onto Gunner. No hesitation, and they're both bound up now. Chain Frost! So many Chain Frosts! Oh my god, we did it, boys. We saw it. It was amazing. Split is out, and IX Mike more than likely is going to fall right now, although wanded up. He's going to survive for a little while longer, trying to get him some space with the Burrow Strikes. IX Mike is still alive, but here comes a Centaur of all things. Out of nowhere, Black Hole immediately going to be canceled by that Phantom's Embrace. It's Sandboy in a lot of trouble. Centaur's on his ass, but the Bear's going to get summoned again and give him a little bit extra space. Brax in the background, doing a lot to keep his ally safe as Roy is going to chop down Lorelei. And now Bloody 9 is going to get entangled as well with the right clicks from Sammy Boy. This is going to be a full team wipe. Oh, Nusha might die to Ancients. Don't die to Ancients. No, he's going to kill himself to Necro. No, he's fine. Just keep running. Just keep running. You're golden. Okay, Gunner's going to come in, but he misses. He misses the shards on Nusham. And now he's silenced as well. Nusham's going to survive because of the healing ward from Roya. Oh my god. That was a 6 for 0. Hands off the keyboard. You could hear me move it. This is... Hands off the keyboard, guys. That's it. It's all over, man. God, this is not the fight recap. That is not accurate at all. But holy crap. Okay, so we got the Soulbind Chain Frost. That just check it off the list. That didn't like win them the fight or anything like that. That was just one for me. That was sweet. I think what won them the fight was the fact that Jug was able to kind of sneak in the back here and nail down the Arc Warden. I mean, that is like kind of part 1. Part 2 is the fact that they were able to immediately cancel the Black Hole from the Enigma. That certainly helps quite a bit as well. And start the fight by getting a pick off. It's just good thing after good thing after good thing from Team Team. And they kept the Lone Druid alive. They kept everybody alive. Unbelievable fight from Team Team. And so much of that from ZZ was just like, well, Arc Warden got Omnic Slashed. That sucks. Nothing you can really do about that. Oh, Enigma, you do not want to be here. iAnnihilate's going to give him a little bit of help, or at least try to, but immediately silenced, slowed, and gazed to drag him right back in. Easy, easy kills. I'm pretty sure they're okay letting that Enigma go if it means killing off that Rubik. Because right now, Rubik, he is more where Rubik should be, in the middle of the pack, not on top. Another kill for Team, and this game looked so good for ZZ. All of a sudden, a little bit rougher. They need silence. 1d9. The Phantom coming out a little bit too slowly. I don't really know what this split is going to do, though. The Earth one's the last one left. If this Earth one dies, Brewmaster dies. And, oh, another Centaur. Whose Centaur is that? That's the Enigma's. A Centaur doing so much work, by the way. So they keep the Brewmaster alive, albeit barely. But holy crap. This game just became a Arc Warden, please for the love of God, carry us type game from ZZ. Looking at the Brewmaster, he is poor as hell. He's got nothing. Tusk has slightly more, but still very close to nothing. I mean, Enigma has that black hole, but again, I said it in the draft, there are just so many ways for Team to interrupt the black hole. What is the range on Sinister Gaze? That's decent for canceling. So he needs that BKB. With the Hand of Midas, it shouldn't be too hard to acquire. But Team are looking to be pretty good right now, and ZZ all of a sudden are in dire straits. Now they still have, if you're gonna like place all of your faith into one hero to carry you, Arc Warden is that hero. Like, the hero. But it's still not a comfortable spot for you to be in pretty much ever. You would rather not have to rely on that one hero to carry your game. Nusham, IX Mike pushing forward on the south side. Sentries are dropped. A couple of Eidolons coming in. They're going to get painted in the face and then popped by poison.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Oh yeah. Omni Slash onto Gunner. Oh, what the hell was that lag? That was weird as hell. I'm pretty sure no, he didn't even have Snowball. Okay, I'm not really sure what the plan was then. It didn't seem like a good plan, no matter what it was. Black Hole immediately from this Enigma. The Phantoms come out, and now Roya. Oh, they're both bound up. They both are going to get burrow struck. They're not going anywhere anytime soon. Easy double kill for Team. Triple, in fact. That's when you really need to send a clone of the Arc Warden at least. Like, if you're going to go for a pick-off on a Juggernaut, dude is fat as hell. Like, 3 Wraith Bands and Assange. So much additional strength. Not to mention a very fair and balanced 37 armor. You know, just normal things here from the Juggernaut. I mean, he wouldn't be named Juggernaut if he was easily stopped, right? It does seem like ZZ are a little bit discombobulated right now. A fantastic start. An amazing start from them. Just unable to keep up that consistent pressure and kind of perform in that consistent manner. Oh well. And they still have the Arc Warden. They still have the Black Hole, they still have the Arc Warden. With the ability to steal some pretty good stuff as well. You never know. But making plays like that, they are not going to win if they keep making plays like that, man. I like this new Sandstorm. It's such a more interactive ability than press the button, sit there and channel. I like it. God damn, Roy is attacking quickly. He's picked up a Mjolnir. And they are just out for blood. Level 3 Omni Slash now up. Let you guys read the Omni Slash. It's slightly different now. I mean, it still kind of acts the same, and just the damage calculation is a little bit different. Scan from the Radiant, stays red. They know Roshan is in the process. But what can they actually do about this? The Enigma doesn't even have Black Hole. And even if he did, how would he get in here to cast it? Shards coming in, not going to wall off anyone. And oh, to the south, Embrace onto the Tusks. Swelled is well, although looks like he's not going to get stunned by that. Brax is in the front lines with the Crimson Guard. That's exactly what he wants. Roya's going to grab the Aegis, spins out of there. Probably a little bit too eager. Roya, your allies are nowhere near. They take the Aegis, take the easy win. And that probably is just going to be a little bit of a tier 2 push in just a little bit. Oh my god. This man has a Mystic Staff. Of course, Mystic Staff isn't going to save him here, but he has it. The important thing is that he has it. Yushim's just going to get dropped in the blink of an eye, and Fearless, ZZ are going to push forward. They do have a Blink Burrow Strike. They do have a Black Hole now. And with one man down, I don't really think it's worth it for TT to go for it unless they find a pick-off on the Enigma. Okay. Yeah, Omni Slash looks a lot better now with that kind of attack speed dealio. Looks a lot better than just slowly blinking and damaging in nukes. So yeah, Enigma's dead. And your push is dead also. I like the idea. I mean, picking off Grimstroke and going for a push may not be like the biggest opening in the world, but I still like the play. Just execution a little bit to be desired. And oh my god, this Lone Druid, this build! I remember when Lone Druids used to give items to their bear. Kids nowadays are going to forget they could even do that. This guy is just... This is like a Clinks build. Like, if you showed me this and it's like, Clinks went for this, I'll be like, okay. That seems reasonable. Or at least maybe old Clinks. This build is just pure damage. Relying on his allies to keep him from a safe distance. And you know what? That's reasonable. There's a snowball, but there's no Blink Dagger on Tusk. So getting on top of that Lone Druid is going to be a hard sell. There's no Blink Dagger on the Brewmaster. There's no Blink Dagger yet on the Enigma. There is a Blink Dagger on the Rubik with the Burrow Strike. That is a threat, but Sammy Boy, if he keeps his distance, he can absolutely dish damage. And Roya can do the same, probably even more. The push is coming, and this is not something that ZZ can ignore right now. Zugzwang, it's time to defend your high ground. It's time to retreat from bottom. Shards are out. Roya doesn't care. He has an Aegis, and ooh, that's some cash. He maybe cares a little bit more since he's on this side of the tower now. Hexed up, the right clicks. Lorelei is just dishing damage right now. Burrow Strike trying to get the Aegis out, but not going to happen. They gotta get this Juggernaut out. They do lose the tower, however. Roya spins, but he's completely walled off. The Walrus Punch is there as well. Black Hole on top of it. Chain Frost coming in. Double Chain Frost. In fact, they're bouncing absolutely everywhere. Epicenter is going to come in on top, and the ice is flying every which way. Annihilate's going to go down. Double buybacks. In fact, buybacks from everyone. Yes, they lose Roya, but we get to see it twice. The Soul Bind into Chain Frost. This time, actually winning them that team fight. Sammy Boy going to morph into melee just to get a little bit extra bulk. Get that bear out of there. And are they going to really stick around? They've forced a lot of buybacks. I don't know if sticking around is really going to be worth it when they can just back off, kill these shrines. And be happy with that. Holy crap. Grimstroke does it all. Confirmed. Guys. Okay, yeah, okay. You're going to back off. That's reasonable. It's just a shrine. You can 5-man it later. This Juggernaut does need a little bit extra bulk at this point in the game. The Sheep Stick fresh on the Arc Warden. A heavy pickup for sure. But when there's that much frost bouncing around, dude, there's not much you could do about that as anyone, except for just have a BKB. BKB check. There are currently 0 BKBs on the ZZ team. Currently 0. Which is not a good number. Not a good number at all. Even if you get a BKB in this game, actually. Like, yeah, it protects you versus the Lich and Grimstroke and whatever, and the Sand King. Still the Jug and the Lone Druid are just going to body you. Like, Lone Druid and Juggernaut don't give a damn about your BKB. And now, freaking Grimstroke. Freaking Grimstroke has a Sheep Stick. Ugh. Disgusting. GPM talents, man. Phoenix and Grimstroke. I'm sure there are others as well, but yeah, these are the headliners. Smoke is out, and it will be straight onto the Brewmaster unless they can't, they can't silence him. Brax is in the front. He is very bulky. They just Cyclone up Grimstroke, and now the Sand King is taking a lot of damage. The double bind, the Chain Frost, only a single one is bouncing through right now. They do still, however, kill off that Brewmaster with the damage from that lone Druid. Sammy Boy is going to be just fine. Snowball, oh, that is not... You don't want a snowball. Stop the snowball, Gunner. Oh, you can't. That's not how it works. Unfortunate for you. He's down in a 3-for-1 exchange. Damn, that... I think the Earth Bruling... Oh, it's only level 1. That's why. This thing sucks. The Earth Bruling was at like half HP and just got crit to 0. That's what happens when you have an MKB and a Daedalus. You just kind of just destroy things. And that is... close to ideal for Team actually. Fighting in an area where there are just heroes, so Chain Frost is going to be doing all that damage. Oh, Blink, Omni Slash, and it's going to be just enough to kill off the Enigma. That entire time you're just Monka-essing, you're like, please don't kill me. Please bounce to my allies. Tower down. And now maybe a poke up the high ground. Top lane is being shoved in slightly by these Necro units. Double catapult as well, but that's what Brax is there for. To the other side of this tower. Hex onto the Juggernaut. Lorelei does do quite a bit of damage here, even off of the fake Arth Warden. So send it in, try to do something. Can't really do enough though. With the Blink Omni Slash down, once again, time for Team to retreat. But yeah, having the fight happen in that location means that Lich's Chain Frost is going to be aces. Really easy for your lone Druid to find a spot to just fire into everyone, simply because there's no mobility here. There's no movement options. This is the only path, in or out. And of course, Sand King's in the front. He's got the Crimson Guard. He is maybe not the tankiest hero on his team, but he is the one you want to be taking all the damage. $14K lead for Team. I'll say it again. They still have an Enigma. They still have an Arc Warden. You never know what can happen when you have those two. Monka S. Nushim is so close to Gunner right now. And Blink, Walrus Punch. No, that didn't quite work. He's going to get the Ink Swell off forehand. Bind them both up. And then here comes the Chain Frost once again. This one is going to be much more disappointing. But there still were technically 2 of them, so that's another check mark. We saw it 3 times now. That's a big win for me, guys. And Nushim, yeah, this guy's got 1600 HP. He has the net worth of more than 2 of you guys, or about 2 of you guys put together. You can't kill him that easily. Ooh, what the hell was that? Blink in, Omni Slash straight onto the Enigma. You know, they had a black hole. There was a black hole. They still have an Arc Warden. They just don't have a black hole anymore, and that kind of sucks. Sheepstick goes back onto the Arc Warden. Roya is just going to let loose onto these structures. Sammy Boy as well. I'll tell you what, Daedalus is a pretty good item just to hit buildings with. Stroke of Fate going out. Looks like Sandstorm is going to be stolen. They do take the melee racks. Once again, these bubbles coming up, giving these racks evasion, because that's how it works for some reason. They get bound up once again. Burrow Strike is going to stun them both, and they are most likely both going to fall. The Gaze bringing them back in. Brewmaster's in the middle of this, but he's only level 1 split, so this thing is irrelevant. The Lone Druid just crushing him. He's down as well. In the back, it's Lorelei, but you know what? Your evasion doesn't do anything up against the MKB, and now she's going to die as well. A full team wipe, and that should be game. I mean, Enigma's going to be back soon, and then I don't know what he can do. Good freaking luck, Enigma. Got your work cut out for you. Here we go. Soul Ring. All the mana. Blink. Hugest black hole of all time. And then nothing. So what have we learned? Guys, what have we learned about the banning phase? Don't let Grimstroke through. Don't do it. I don't care who you are. I don't care what happened in Game 1 or what happened in Game 2. What happened in the previous set. It's like, oh, well, we should respect ban. No. Ban Grimstroke because this hero is dumb. I am rather impressed by what the Juggernaut was able to put out in this game. So, you know, Wasn't too impressed by the hero. Still not incredibly impressed, but, you know, he gained a couple of points in my book. It did seem like Zug just didn't have that Tusk Brewmaster combo that I thought they would have. Annihilate did fine. Lorelei did the best he could as well. But, like, the Enigma just nailed down first thing every single time. And that's because I think this Brewmaster and Tusk just didn't do anything. They just didn't have the support presence necessary. Compare these two to Grimstroke Lich. There's just no competition whatsoever. So it will unfortunately be Zugzwang, leaving the Chongqing NA major qualifiers out of Group B. And it will be Team to keep their hopes alive. Let's see if I have an update. Forward Gaming and JStorm are still playing, guys. So you should probably head over to BTS 3. I will host you guys in a little bit for that game. Or go to BTS 2 or 1 or whatever. Because there's a lot of games being played right now. Go find one. You can find it. I believe in you guys. But if you guys enjoyed the cast, then watch one of the other streams. You can hit me up on Twitter at Mikelorus. If you enjoyed the T-Tours, camera work, and the casting. See you guys next time. GG.